What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking back in on an old friend because I really like this title, and I've been sort of like waiting for it to erupt to its final form. We're going to be doing a lot of checkups this week, actually. We're going to be doing quite a few, just because we're in like a week or two right now where there's not a lot of indie games coming out, and the stuff that is coming out isn't really up to my standards, and so just buckle in for that. Maybe not a whole lot of new releases this week, but definitely checking in on some of the newer patches of early access games that we've covered in the past and seeing what that new content looks like. So today, the first game in that step and in that updating of my coverage is a title called Heretical. We covered a demo of this game back when it was just like a little 20-minute demo, and I noted that this game showed a lot of promise, and it had a lot of things going for it that were very encouraging. This is one of those rare titles that you get every now and again that's playing around with some new ideas that are really just a combination of old ideas, but it turns into something that's very elegant, very enjoyable to play, kind of an open world RPG, kind of a roguelike, kind of a Souls-like, kind of an action RPG like Diablo, and so it's wearing a lot of hats right now, and the game is currently available in early access. The reason that we're covering it is that in the last 8 months or so, since the last time I covered the game, they've not only added new content, new characters, new weapons, new things to do, but they've added entirely new map tiles that you can play around on top of, and so I figured we'd dive in for about 30 minutes and we'd see if this is something that you wanted to add to your wish list, or if it's one of those games that's not really a thing that you're into. That's always perfectly valid on this channel as well. But if you look down below, you'll be able to find a link to my Discord and a bunch of other Nerd Castle links, as well as a link to the esteemed game that we're playing right now, just in case you wanted to pick it up. I think they've got it on sale right now to celebrate their newest patch, but I'd have to check to make sure. I looked this morning when I first started playing, and the last 5 hours or so have been an absolute blur of me just binging out on this game, trying to get up to the point where you guys can see some new content, so hopefully it's there. But let's dive on into the game for 30 minutes. We'll have a good time with it. We'll talk about what's new inside of the game. We'll talk about what I like about this game and why I think it's a very creative RPG, and then we'll call it a day, hopefully with you having a new game recommendation that you can take a look at, have a good time with, and play around with in your free time. So, what is Heretical? As mentioned, this is a game that wears a lot of hats. This game is an imagining of like what would happen if you took Dark Souls, you took Diablo, you took Vampire Survivors, and you took sort of like a isolated open world RPG, mixed it with some roguelite mechanics, spun it up inside of a hat, and saw what came out the other end, with a focus on trying to make all of those things copacetic with one another. And I'm very happy to say the game manages to pull it off. And so this is a very streamlined RPG where you can focus entirely on exploring, finding secrets, and killing monsters while not having to worry too much about sitting and staring at menus trying to figure out which items are better than others as you play on through. Right now I am playing one of the new characters to the game. I think he's called like the Houndmaster or something like that. He's a pet class. So for those of you that like playing druids, you like playing summoners and classes that have a lot of pets, this might be the class that you want to take a look at. Since the last time I played the game, I think there was only like 3 classes in the game the last time that I played, and so now there's like 5 or 6, and each one has their own sort of storyline and achievements that unlock on the map. You'll find like emergent events and things that sort of reference stuff that happened in your character's past, and those things will not be there from what I've seen so far for every single character. I haven't managed to like lock down exactly who unlocks what where, but the different characters do have different names, and they do seem to have different NPCs on the map that will show up during their runs in order to keep things fresh, because really, back to the roguelite element that I mentioned, this is a game where there is not really any healing. When you take damage, that damage is permanent until you level up, which heals you, I think, for like 20% of your total health. There's also rarely going to be shops where you can buy a potion that'll heal you real fast on the spot, but by and large, not a game where healing is going to show up very often, so brush up on your skills and try to keep it tight as you're going on into the game. But the maps, they are the same every single time that you play through. However, there will be different events and things on the map. So like one time when I played through, there was a giant riot over here in like this courtyard with a bunch of mobs that normally aren't there. Really good opportunity to get a ton of XP. Other times that I've played through the game, there's been characters that like talk to my character and know who we are, but those characters were not there for other characters. They've got everything in this game, from warriors to mages to wizards to summoning classes to archers. hybrids of those things, and so there's something here. There's a flavor for everybody that likes this type of gaming. Killing is getting kind of slow, and they've got a healer hiding back there that I'm going to have to deal with momentarily, so let's do some level ups. Whenever you level up or whenever you get equipment inside of this game, it's going to use like a card or a tile system where you randomly draft from all the things that you've unlocked to try to put together a build that fits inside the slots that you have available at your current level of metagame progression. So for example, right now I've unlocked 4 of the skill slots, so I can take 4 skills. I think that Cyclone Strike is a no-brainer for anybody that's going to focus on any type of range damage, because ranged weapons tend to be really slow in this game. So this gives me a stacking buff to my attack speed every single time I damage an enemy. From there, I would probably take Hunter's Mark. That's going to randomly mark. Everything here is autocast, by the way, which is where the Vampire Survivor sort of shtick comes on in. You don't really trigger any of your abilities in this game, and you don't choose when to cast them. They just go off on cooldown while you're working your way through the map. But Hunter's Mark, it debuffs an enemy really, really strongly, and then we also get bonus XP, gold coins, and all kinds of stuff if we kill them while they're marked. From there, I would say with these guys, I'm going to re-roll real quick and see what I get. We did get Execute. Execute I don't think is too bad. Every third attack becomes brutal. That would be nice. So I guess I'll take it. And then on this side, we've got Spirit Wolf. A Spirit Wolf increases physical damage and grants you a chance to bleed. We've also got a Spirit Eagle over here, which gives us critical strike chance. Yeah, let's take the Spirit Eagle, I guess. Let's lean into the gimmick that our character has for right now and just sort of get more summons. I don't know when the Spirit Eagle's going to come back up, but hopefully he is a very, very bloody Spirit Eagle that gets the job done. Is that just like a buff that I get, or what? It actually didn't take up a slot down here, which has got me kind of confused. I thought that it was going to be another summon like my dogs, but maybe it's just like an aspect that I have that makes me stronger as we get further on into the game. All of my summons are down, so I need to kite these guys back real quick until all of my pets are back to tank for me, because I'm not the kind of character that can sit on the front lines and just soak damage and hope for the best. In order to get a laser gate open, so I have a shortcut that takes us to the new zone that we can play the game inside of. I opened that up before I started, but on my last run, I learned that that shortcut is absolutely glomped with monsters if you're not leveled up yet, and so it can be very, very difficult to actually get past that shortcut without dying horribly. Over on this left-hand side, we kind of got a big old impasse of mobs over here that I'm going to have to deal with. So I'm going to kill you first, I think. Pets are doing their thing. I need the healer to go too. So healer's down. One of the fundamental mechanics you're going to have to learn to contend with inside of this game is a thing called your curse level. So what your curse level is every single time we kill an enemy mob in this game, a curse spot is going to show up on the map. Every single mob in the game is going to get stronger, and we're just going to have a build that can take them down. We don't really have a choice in that regard. Yeah, you just stand right there and fight my pet. That's fine. Is he about to come back, my other dog? I've got Silva and I've got Fetty, but I've been calling him Freddy. But I do kind of like that his name is Fetty, because that's like, you know, money. You know what I mean? That guap, that Gouda, that cheddar, that good stuff. But let's wipe these guys out down here, get ourselves a little bit more XP to level up with. Is he Hunter's Marked right now? Somehow I doubt it. It doesn't feel like he's Hunter's Marked at the moment, but let's grab this loot on this side. And so I need to go down to the basement, and I need to kill a giant rat so that the laser gate will open on this side. And speaking of curse spots, there's one right there. So every single time you kill a mob, this meter's going to fill up. When it maxes out, you go up to basically the next torment level that makes the game harder. And the fact that you're getting equipment and leveling up is what's balancing that on out. If you have yourself there's like these little, I don't know what they're called. So I've got a Devotee's Burden right now, which is the thing that lets me interact with this right here and take a curse. But I don't have, there's a little like white coin you can get as well from killing off bosses and mini bosses. It'll allow you to get a fat buff for the remainder of your run, like 25% higher crit in exchange for the curse that you're going to get off of this spot. And so I need to get one of those coins first before we do anything else. But I'd like to get down to the bottom level, and I'd like to kill off the Rat King first before we do anything else. Yeah, you guys just tank for me over here. Do your thing. I think we would benefit pretty handily from having some kind, I think we would benefit from having some kind of AoE too. Let me do my level ups real fast. So I could get Cyclone Strike level 2. That might be nice. I think that'd be good. Let's take that. We've got another level up right here. It's got nothing that I super want. Well, this one gives us more crit chance, and it gives us more crit damage every single time we attack the enemy. It might stack up into something useful. I don't know. I'm in uncharted territory right now. Whenever you get gear, it's the exact same thing as when you get abilities. You just go through and you pick the stuff that you think benefits your character the most and whatever makes you stronger. So I'm going to go through here and grab what I can grab. One thing I do very much like about this game is that your gear does change on your character. They've done different models. They've done different little pieces of shoulder pads and, different little pieces of helmets and bows and all those kinds of things to make your character look a little bit fresh. One thing I can definitely tell you is that by the time you hit level 20 or so, your character is going to look way different than he looked when you first started on out. I don't have any barbarian abilities, so that one's not going to be that helpful. All of the gear in this game is procedural, so keep an eye on it because you can get some really fantastic pieces in this game if you're watching for them. That's a lot of resistances right there, and it gives me more physical damage, and I kind of feel like that's the direction that we're leaning in. This right here gives me higher critical strike chance, so I'll definitely take that. We'll keep the old helmet right there. You can also use the 1 and the 2 key if you're trying to do this much more rapidly, but for me right now, I'm not really that worried about it. Okay, so fully kitted up and looking a little bit spicier than we did previously. Let's see, I don't know if I'm actually getting the benefit of the attack speed increase. Like, I don't see it popping. Oh, no, I'm getting it. Never mind. I see it popping up down there. I think it just takes a little while to spin up. But I bet, ooh, 285 damage on that shot right there. Okay, so we don't have a lot of spell effects flying all over the place. But we are an auto attack build that's making our auto attack super gnarly. And hopefully my pet sitting in front of me and just protecting me from mobs gives me enough time that I can line up these shots that I need to line up in order to, like, one-tap things. Hell yeah, if you're playing the actual archer character, they've got an ability that's just utterly busted by comparison to a lot of the other characters, where like every 5th attack, they are able to fire 1 arrow at every single thing that's inside your line of sight right now. Man, it is disgusting because it stacks up with all the other buffs that you got running on your character too. Just keep murdering over here, getting it done. Good stuff. All right, they're down. I'm going to grab that item right there, even though it's just like, I don't know, a normal quality. Not that good, but we'll see what we got going on here. Very nice. Okay, so with my 12 stack of attack right now, I was hoping there'd be a mob in here that I could smack real quick. Oh no, my pets got trapped outside the door. Super bad. We did get a level up though, which is super good. One thing that I think this game does a really good job at is, I don't know if the developer is a fan of John Romero, but this game has very, very Romero-esque level design. Let me explain what I'm talking about. So I guess John Romero and the Carmacks and whatnot are kind of an old gaming reference at this point, but they're gaming royalty. They're the guys that made id, they made Wolfenstein, and they made Doom. For any of my younger viewers that may not be super acclimated with that name, this game follows John Romero's basically code book for writing levels. This game loves having secret areas, and this game loves having little uncoverable things that you can see, but you're not quite sure how to get to them, which then inspires you to explore a little bit further than you otherwise might have. That's a really, really good thing. I think that's super fantastic. And so this is one of those games where you're definitely going to want to take a look around when you're on the game map to see what you can find. Oh, buddy. Okay, he's doing his, like, super-duper mega stomp right there, which is probably going to mess my dogs up pretty good. But our damage is looking okay to my eye. He's got a little jumpy right there. I need to let my dashes recharge real fast because he's going to do his crazy boy stompy move in just a second. And I'm just going to have to, like, figure out how to deal with that. Come on. There we go. Get him with the stun. He's already at half health. That extra crit chance and crit damage is feeling pretty good. Oh my god, am I stuck on a corner right now? Like, what happened right there? I think I got stuck on a corner. Alright, well, let me get back real fast. Like, I gotta keep him on the roundabout right here, but unfortunately, he's covered up a lot of the roundabout with poison gas, and that poison gas, there we go, that'll work. I mean, we're still kind of blocked off, but we're gonna have to make it work. Oh, this is still blocked off down here, too. Oh, boy. Yep, we're taking some damage. Hopefully a level up will buff it out, but there's nowhere for me to go. This boss is being tricky right now. There we go. We got a legendary. Let's hope that it's a bow. You can tell what the quality is of the thing that dropped by the color of the bag, and we just got a legendary, so I'm hoping it turns out well. We can go up to 16 stacks on that? Yeah, do that. I want to get it to the point where I'm getting like 50 or 60% attack speed every single time I hit the enemy. We don't need relics because we're not a mage. Assassin's Garb would be nice. We've got a bludgeon right there, but we're not a melee character. Assassin's Hood, skill damage. I'm going to keep my critical strike chance because I think it's the only thing keeping us killing right now. What else we got? Pale Wand, we'll get rid of that. Ah, we did get a bow. It does 3 to 5 damage, which is not great, but it's got a super high proc chance. So this bow right here is for if you're building out for random things like bleed or random things like ignite or things like poison on your enemy. It does like almost no damage itself, but its goal is to put up as many stacks on the enemy as possible so that then you can run away and kite. I'll just keep my old bow because I don't think we're in a position right now to really capitalize on that gimmick. And then where are my dogs at right now? Are my dogs good? I need my dogs to be good. Fetty, what you doing down there? You doing your thing, bro? Yeah, we just need you to hold the line for a second while I nuke these dudes. There are a lot of projectiles flying around. It looks like something I'm doing is lighting enemies on fire, but I don't know exactly what. It must be on one of my pieces of equipment. We did get another level up right there, and we got Cyclone Strike again. So we can get that almost up to 40% attack speed, which I think is just golden, just perfect. All right, detonate on him, and then we need to get this nest down real quick before this gets any worse for us. Perfect. Nest is down. Let's open that. Any decent treasures? Nope, we just got gold. But the good news is down here in the sewers, there is a shop that we should be able to interact with. Why are my shots not dealing any damage? I mean, it looks like after a second it detonates and kills off the thing that I'm trying to kill off, so I'm kind of cool with it. Did you just shoot my dog? That's a real son of a bitch move, you know that? We got no mercy out here. You ever seen the important documentary, Jonathan Wick? I bet you have. You know what happens when you touch somebody's dog, bro. That's not a good look for you. All right, stay out of the way of him. We got all kinds of goo pools and things all over the place. He's down, but these guys blow up when they die, and so unfortunately, we got to kind of stay clear of them, too, whenever we see them around. All right, so we got another Devotee's Burden right there, but we did get one of the white coins for killing off the boss, and so we should be able to leverage that into something useful, I think. Just keep firing down the hallway, letting my pets tank. Alpha Rat, I'm gonna need you to eat a crit pretty soon. That's what I need you to do. Oh, I can feel my weapon spinning up, dude. We're finally at the point now where you can feel it spinning up, and so, like, I just gotta, like, finish it off. If I get that nest killed right there without aggro. Oh, you aggroed the Inquisitor, mine. We had one rule here. Don't aggro the Inquisitor, because now I got to kite him halfway across the map because of his ridiculous health pool. That hit me, huh? I feel like I dodged that in time, but I have to go back and watch the playback. Maybe I didn't dodge it in time, and maybe I'm bad at video games. Let's clear this refuse pile out, and then there's a shop down here that I can spend money at in order to get some health back, and also in order to maybe get some upgrades to some of my abilities that'll make us a little bit more sturdy. I definitely like that a little bit better than what we have. Can you give me like a good bow with attack speed on it? I don't really need the attack range, but I'll take it. I feel like we're already maxed out on attack range, so like, not exactly what I was looking for. Let's go to the shop real fast, and it'll let me delete a skill if I wanted to do that. Like, we don't really have the most cinematic build going right now at the moment. There's a yellow bow in here that I think might be a good call. 12% damage to beasts. Level of spark. Does that give me spark even if I don't have spark? Either way, it's better than what I have, so like I'm going to take it real fast. I'm also going to increase my critical hit chance. I'm going to take +1 to Cyclone Strike so that I don't have to wait for a level up. I'm going to take an Elixir of Attack Speed right there, and then I wish I had 71 bucks. I'd buy some HP, but I'm trying to get my build put together because we're about to go up against a boss who can be a little bit tricky if you don't have any AoE capabilities, and womp womp, we don't have AoE capabilities, so like, we're just going to have to kind of live with it. That arrow was going to travel all the way down the hallway, which is, like, factually something that I don't feel like dealing with. Get that art. It does give you the ability if you don't have the ability slotted. I see us shooting a little 11 damage spark out right there. Okay, I mean, it's something. It's extra damage. I don't hate it. Just keep on fighting. I think our character is actually going to be an absolutely righteous boss killer. From what I've seen so far. Like, I think that's where he's going to really, really do a good job, is because everything we have is sort of like rolling minigun buffs that need to be maintained. And so if you can keep them up and spinning for a long duration, we should be able to take this boss down no problem on this side, hopefully. And then with a little bit of tricky dodging, a little bit of movement, that's one thing, like, honestly, I think everything about this game is done really, really well. I think that's what I like the most about this game, is that somebody took a number of ideas that you wouldn't normally think were compatible with one another, and they managed to convert it into a product that is actually, like, dope. It is actually sick and fun to play around with. At no point while playing this game have I ever been upset about the fact that I have to replay a map that I've already played, you know what I mean? Like, I'm excited to get into a new run and see what new abilities come up, because the game does have a very, very large selection of things that your character can interact with. I don't want this boss to be at level 3, so I think we go down and kill the boss real fast. Let me do my level ups, though. Give me Killer Instinct. And then, ooh, we've got another one over here. So I can get 15 dexterity, 20 armor, 20% hit points, skill damage. Let's go for the 15 dexterity with the spirit links. That sounds really, really good. I don't know where it's showing me that I have spirit links around here. But hey, like maybe... Oh, that's like his special gimmick, is that he's got a magical acorn necklace. It's a sentient necklace that talks to him. And every 5 levels we get to attune a spirit to our necklace so that it's available. I definitely do not need a shield. There is no world in which I need a shield. I've got to do this without help. Sometimes there's like these little summon things in front of boss gates that will help you out with the boss by giving you an extra guy that fights alongside you. We do not have that thing right now, though, so womp womp. I'm going to need to wait till I get some more dodge. I definitely saw that crit right there. That was the good stuff. But what we need to be careful about with this boss is we don't want him to get too many summons on the map so that I can't put attacks on him anymore. That's going to be the thing that we're struggling with here. I'm going to try to stay away from him. 400 damage on that crit right there. Hell yeah. I'm going to take a rough guess and say that we're spun up with all of our buffs. So keep going around in circles. If you can stay away from him, that would be ideal. We are taking a little bit of poison damage right now, so I must have, like, kissed one of the little poo puddles on the ground, which... very, very unappealing unless you're like used to certain corners of the internet that I don't visit or respect the validity of. Let's go ahead and just stay away from the AoEs. We'll kill off some of his little homies down here once those stop. I need to get away from him. Both my pets are still up, though, which is a really good thing for us. 400 damage right there. Damn, dude. Whenever we eke out a crit with this build, it is ugly for the enemy. I also need to find the curse point down here so that I can dispel it, because we have enough currency to do that. And in fact, we'll have a bunch of currency after we get done with this guy, and so I need to spend it. Just kill you off. There we go. He's been taken out. Perfect. And then the seal is broken. I've got a level up right now. Let's go with Killer Instinct, dude. Like, the damage that we're getting out of this buff right here is just getting ridiculous. Oh, it resets the buff when a critical strike goes off. So that you can actually have too much crit for what I'm attempting to build right here, so that you never build up enough to actually get the benefit of the bonus critical damage. So we may need to supplement that with some gear, I think. Discard that. We've got the Stormcaller's Blade right there, which, once again, I'm on a ranged character build right now, so that's not going to be that helpful. But still, let's wipe this out because there's a loot bag down here. And the loop back, God, dude, we don't always hit hard, but when we do hit hard, we hit harder than hell. Watch out for enemies in this game. They lead you very, very well. And so you got to watch. I still haven't figured out how to get that gate down right there. I don't know how I get that gate down, but, like, I would like to get that gate down. But in the meantime, over here, I think there was something that I wanted to buy, right? I think a level of Killer Instinct would be good. And nothing else in here right now is really stroking my Jimmy, I don't think. And so, like, what does strength give me? Hold on. I think strength is just straight, like, physical damage. And we are dealing physical damage right now. So, like, it should be fine. Like, it should be applicable. Give me some physical damage real quick, and I might come back to visit you a little bit later. You can farm mobs as long as you want in this game. Like, you can go back and clear maps that you've already been to, but the curse level is really what keeps you on a leash. Eventually, you're going to hit a torment level that, like, your build and, like, your gear cannot hold up to. And so if you're trying to, like, target and get things done, I would get the thing done that you want to do on this run first. And like you'll get kind of a prevailing knowledge about how the meta of the map progression works as you're going on through. This is going to loop back right here and take us back to the previous map that we were already on, which I think will be good for us. Get him taken out before he fires off another attack. Honestly, this is just an opportunity. Oh my god. Okay. Yep, they just AoE'd out the entire world. The good news is there's nothing else melee left inside of here, so I can get like wild and crazy with it. If you were looking for a playthrough that has a lot more projectiles and like things happening, I would definitely recommend playing the mage. The mage has a lot of spell effects flying all over the screen right now, although I do like having pets that like tank for me. That's a very, very nice boon to have. Dude, if I could just get like 30% more attack speed, we're going to be like in the field out here with the magic. Get these guys. This is going to loop back to another boss too. But honestly, I think down in the bottom right-hand corner, there was a way for me to increase my stats. So maybe I should do that too. I wouldn't mind another 15 or 20% movement speed either. Like I definitely feel like that would help us cruise around the map too. Yeah, let's cleanse this let's clear this spot real quick so we can get plus 15 physical attack, or we can get a third dash charge. Both those are really useful. I'm going to take the physical attack because right now we're waiting on procs in order for stuff to work. Lose 60% attack speed for your next 30 kills. Ugh. I'm going to lower my dash range because we have tanks to pet for us, and I only have to kill 20 guys in order to make that go away. And I purposefully left a bunch of mooks up on this level 1 map so that I could take one of these curses, and I could take one. Oh, I forgot to pick up a chest. I'm sure you guys were screaming at me about that. I wonder what that is right there. There's something shiny right there. I don't know. But I don't think killing 20 guys is going to be that difficult for our ranged character, just due to the fact that we've got a decent amount of movement speed right now that I think will help out with that. And on top of that, we can also hit from super far away while our pets tank. So like for a character like the warrior, this would be a devastating debuff. This would really suck if he picked it up. But we're not a warrior now, are we? Can I hit him from right there? Come on, arc that thing. I don't want to deal with him up on the rafters. I'm trying to get like free kills right now to make this curse go away. Let's get you. Assassin dodged my attack, but he's dead now. Kill the healer. Stay out of the way of all the bombs falling from this guy. Jesus, dude. You know, like full-on mayhem happening on this side. That's okay. We've only got 9 kills left until we get rid of that curse. Yeah, almost ate that one. Can I get him up off the roof? Ow. Ate that hit, and I'm on fire. And not like in a fun NBA Jam kind of way. I wonder how many times I've made that joke on here. I don't think NBA, like that was a relevant reference like 15 years ago when I started out on YouTube, because it was sort of like, you know, yoinking on nostalgia a little bit. But now that that game is way, way, way in the rearview mirror, I don't know if that counts as a solid reference anymore. And there it is, our curse is gone. Just in time for us to pick up a new curse, because there's another curse spot right there. But I do want my bonuses. Kill them off. I've already gotten all the lootable things up on the roof, and so those are going to be gone on every playthrough. There's a boss up here. Did I kill this boss already? I've played this game so many times today. I did not. All right, we'll take her out real fast. She's not even like a hard boss. She's supposed to be like the first boss in the game that gives you a challenge, but I haven't really struggled with her altogether that much. There's technically another first boss, but he disappears after you kill him a certain number of times because this game is well designed. And so like they don't want you to keep fighting the same bosses over and over and over again in a lot of cases. Instead, once you've killed a certain boss a certain number of times, it'll count in areas cleansed, and then you don't have to deal with that boss going forward, which is really, really nice. Over here, we probably want to pick up a curse. Let me pick up this curse over here real fast. Doggies, to me. Come across. Hop along, little doggies. There we go. All right, so we've got them wiped out. I've got like a little bit of gear that I need to sift through, and as I just literally said that I needed to go pick up a curse so that killing these mobs was helping me out in some tangible way, I decided to pull more mobs that I could be using to get rid of the curse that I'm about to pick up. Hate it. I'm stupid. Being stupid is such a burden, man. I'll tell you that. Let's take a level of Hunter's Mark because that's kind of falling behind. We'll take a level of Killer Instinct right there. Good stuff. And then let me go through. We'll discard you. I will pick up a new cape. We don't really have a lot of damage over time effects that we're playing around with. Like, I think we have a bleed, but other than that, not really. Skill duration, +3 physical attack. I'll keep my old one. I like the critical strike damage on there. Get rid of those. And then increase skill damage. Maybe someday. Ours is better because it plays into our critical strike gimmick. We're not really getting the gear that we need to support this build right now. That's making me very, very sad. Like maximum strength sag. There's a chest over here though, and one more level I get to pick up another nature boon, so that'll be nice. But let me go grab this right here, and we will go with maybe 12 more physical attack, and then 60% cooldown reduction for the next 30 kills, or lose 40 hit points. 40 hit points, we're at full health, so that's an easy pick. I almost always take that one if I have full health and I have a choice, because we get no downside. I'm just going to heal it back anyways the second that I level up, which shouldn't be that long. And actually, I don't really need to clear this area because I don't have a curse on me. We'll get in here real fast. Wipe out some AoEs, and this is the entrance to one of the newer areas that I haven't seen yet. I played around with it like a little bit and came out into this area, but it was very scary and very deadly, and so like I died post-haste. I'll probably throw the run in just a minute once we get a little bit further on in. My day's already hosed right now. Like, I don't know why I'm complaining to you guys about it, but, like, everything went wrong today. And so, like, my day is already kind of hosed, so I'm going to play the game a little bit longer because I'm having fun. I can pick up another curse over on this side, too, which might not be the worst plan. If I can get him down, that'd be... Maybe I should have taken the third dash charge. Oh, no. I'm regretting my decisions. Like, maybe third dash charge would have been smarter than flat damage. But then again, I guess flat damage is also being applied towards my pets, so it might work out. Give me my loot down here, and let me just... Oh, I didn't even see you. My guy tried to hide in the corner. Okay, well, let's kill him off real fast. That's unavailable because we're in combat right now, so I need to go up here and kill this guy. Oh, there's so many more of them. Ooh, 525 armor-piercing damage, though. That's the good stuff. We're only at 8 stacks right now. I need my stacks to be higher. Who is bombing me out right now with AoEs, dude? Whoever you are, you're the worst, and I don't like you. Enemies in this game do have the ability to attack from, like, off-screen, and so every now and again, you'll have giant, well-denoted, easy-to-see AoEs being lit off all over the place and just ruining your life. Let me grab that treasure right there. I'm guessing we got to go through the castle, hit that switch, and it'll unlock that gate so that we can shortcut a little bit later on. Give me execute, and give me... Oh, yeah, we got our... Nice, dude. The spirit hair gives us movement speed. Yeah, that's what we need. Yeah. Oh, 15% movement speed. We're cruising now, boy. We're moving. Okay. So a fundamental weakness of my overall character design has now been solved, and that fills my heart with joy. An almost Christmas-like revelry where I want to say, tee-hee, and, like, I don't know, run around half naked. There we go. I had to come up with, like, some expression of joy that you would do when you're super happy. This room's about to close on me when I come in here, isn't it? Wow, we are one-shotting mobs that were taking me forever to kill on my last run. Well, I mean, it's not an explosive build that looks crazy good, but it is a build that's actually killing way more effectively than my last... Oh, Christ. We're locked in. They even, you know it's bad when they put like the little prison gate over the top of the stairs. This room's kind of small and I'm not a fan of it. Eventually we're going to get a crit, and when we get a crit, something's going to get disintegrated. Unfortunately, I did not get that crit till later than I would have liked. Are you guys going to, like, strike me or anything? Okay, good. You guys are all down. It's a shame that it took this build, like, 30 minutes of gameplay time to come online, but I'm actually kind of feeling this build now. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. I was too busy. I don't know what I was looking at, all right? I was talking to chat. My overall mental bandwidth is just drained from doing dialogue. What are you going to do? We'll try to get... What's going on? How come you got a glowy thing? I have 14 loots right now. I should probably go through those. Give me execute level 5. And then from here, we will go with... So those give me 25 armor, which is actually pretty good. They're like a tier up. A ministry mask. That's for a wizard, but like... I like the critical strike chance that I have on my stuff. What else we got in here? A gothic sword. Yeah, we're starting to hit like the tier 3 or tier 4 gear. Ranger armor. Just gives me flat dodge. I'll take it. I'll take it for right now. Don't need the cavalry shield. Don't need the regal staff. Can I please have a tier 4 bow, please? I am begging you to give me a tier 4 bow. How many Pathfinder skills do I have? I have 2 Pathfinder skills, which means that this will actually probably be pretty good because it's forcing things. Just like when you play Diablo, you can force your skills up above their cap, basically. Ministry Glow, that's just Thorns. Nobody cares about Thorns builds. Okay, some people care about Thorns builds because I've seen people complaining about the efficacy of Thorns builds in other games. So somebody cares about doing like Fortress Thorns builds that just soak damage forever and never die, but I'm not one of them. And thus, based on my limited experience, I decided to make a broad proclamation that will then promptly be corrected inside of the comment section. They'll be like, well, that's just your opinion, bro. Ooh, I can shoot that gargoyle from here? Yeah, soften him up a little. Oh, he tried to jump up. Okay, I didn't know that he was that skilled. Never mind. My man was like, full send it. That rose bush, I haven't figured out what it's for yet. There's a rose bush down there that the game specifically draws your attention to and says that this rose bush is out of place. But as of right now, I haven't really figured out what it's for just yet. I can take another curse over here, too. What I need to do is level up so that I can heal myself. I guess the worst case scenario is that I run all the way back to the sewers and buy a bunch of heals because we have 600 bucks. So like the shopkeeper would probably actually be a decent stop right now. Ritual, we can get more elemental damage or +1 to every skill. +1 to every skill, no brainer. I'll lose 40% movement speed's fine, I guess, because I think we're sitting at like 35% movement speed. There's nothing at the top of the tower yet for us, so I'm not going to go up there because I haven't seen anything that's incredibly useful. I think we have to jump down right here. Let me get my level up too. Give me Hunter's Mark real quick. What am I looking at here? So we've got a laser gate over there. Laser gates almost always mean you have to kill a boss before it opens. Man, we're like 3-tapping elites right now with this build. This is clean. It doesn't look like much, but it hits like much. Is that door openable? No, door's not openable. So I'm guessing from what I've seen on the map so far, I need to get on top of the map. What does this do? So that opens that gate so that I have a loop back in future runs. That's nice. I'll take that. This is going to make an elevator come down. But metagame progression for this game, how does it work? Well, the metagame progression is actually fairly immersive. So in this game, metagame progression, it may open up different parts of the maps. It may cause new events to happen on the maps. It may unlock new characters. It may unlock new equipment. It may unlock new points for your talent tree. So there's these things called fallen stars that are all over the map. And when you find one, there's a limited talent tree for your attributes. So one for strength, one for dex, one for int, so on and so forth, that you can slot points into. And those points make your character way stronger, in case you were wondering, like ridiculously stronger. And so you're definitely going to want to find those and spend the time to uncover the parts of the map where those stars are at, because just out of the box it makes new characters way stronger. There's also a thing called prophecies. So as you find different things on the map and as you fight different bosses and after you unlock certain things, you'll get things called prophecies, which are weaponized achievements. If you do those achievements, once again, it will cause new events to come up on the map. It will unlock new things for different characters. It will also give you just higher drop rates. It'll give you flat multipliers to the amount of gold you get. This game does a really good job with its metagame progression doing fun things that actually feel meaningful. There's flat stat increases in there, but there's also a whole bunch of other stuff in there that you can play around with. And I'll show you the prophecies for right now. This, in my opinion, is the one big flaw of this game. All of the prophecy cards have AI art in them. However, no other place in the game has AI art. I'm really hoping that they end up just being placeholders that are replaced by a real artist, because it seems like a shame to have AI slop inside of a game that, for all intents and purposes, is pretty flawless in both its ingenuity, its elegance, and also in its design. You've got a real banger of a game right here, so don't degrade it by having AI art inside of it, which is just like slop. But as you can see, I've done a whole bunch of these achievements, and they're anything and everything you can think of. So like In a Rush is open 10 chests in 75 seconds. You unlock a new legendary unique item that can drop that has to do with being fast. Over on this side, it's a necklace that means the more curses you have, the stronger you are. Over here, it unlocks a new ability that comes up in the rotation of your run. This right here, it allows allows you to actually completely and totally lift the curse from the entire game world that we're contending with for right now. This one allows you to start with more money after you buy 10 items, which is actually more helpful than it sounds. This will allow you to get a free skill roll every single time you start the game. These down here that I've already done, I've cleansed different sanctuaries and things like that so that I don't have to fight mobs every time I restart. There's extra skill slots, extra skill slots, extra skill slots. You can make it so that the college seal is broken forever after we kill the Rat King 4 times, so that we never have to go down there to kill him again in order to advance to the third map and the new stuff that you're able to do. And so honestly, I think this game is pretty pristine. I would rate it very, very highly. I would rate it pretty close to perfect. This is a game where it's got Diablo, Vampire Survivors, it's got like Dead Cells and Elden Ring vibes on in there, it's got Gauntlet vibes on in there, and they've managed to connect the threads very, very well in between those games and the commonalities that they have to make a very good, very contiguous experience that I can't speak highly enough of. This is one of the rare games that comes down the pipe where I'm like, God damn, this is fundamentally fantastic. I want to play more. And so I'm very, very happy with this title, aside from the AI art. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, it was Heretical, a game that's shaping into one of my favorite RPGs on Steam right now that's currently in development. Tomorrow we'll have something else. Thanks for hanging out, and that's all I got for you, folks. Goodbye.